Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another video by Marine Vet 23. Today we're going to be doing this fantastic Avalanche behind me. My cousin drove from California after seeing mine and wanted to get his done as well. So stay tuned because we're going to be going ahead and preparing this today. We're going to go ahead and sand it, get it all prepped so that we can definitely drop it. It'll be a drastic change. It's going to be going from white to a navy blue. So I hope you like it. I hope you like the final results. Definitely give me some feedback. I am again excited because this baby came 1,400 miles just to leave and get back to California on a different color and different suit. So it'll be fun. It'll be harder because it definitely has that lift. So sanding the roof, sanding everything, it's gonna be more of a challenge. But stay tuned to see that final result and give us some feedback. All right, before I start, I gotta take a quick pause because like I said, this guy came to Dallas, ironically, from California. But this is probably gonna be the most exciting part about this truck. Cowboy fans out there, sorry dude. All right, so we're all done sanding, we're all done taping. We've prepped this truck and it's ready to go. So a couple things that we will have to still do is basically clean it, do some prep, wipe down just to see where the blemishes are. And then obviously where you can see some of these bare metals, we're gonna be spraying. But we're gonna be doing right now first is actually doing the bed. It's a 95-degree day, 98-degree day in Texas today. It's pretty hot, so we want to make sure that the truck can be ready and prepped and that there's no issues with the paint. So we definitely are going to be testing that out along with you. You'll be seeing how it turns out. The truck is, like I said, took a whole day to sand and prep, and we're going to go ahead and start doing the bed. All right, so as you've seen, the truck is ready to go. But on this case, we're going to go ahead and start with the bed. The Avalanches tend to have a lot of plastics, a lot of the sails, and we don't want to paint any of that. So, and we don't want to get overspray on any of this plastic, so we'll be covering this part too. But what we do want to go ahead and do first is we're going to go ahead and use this wax and tar remover, which reduces and removes all the grease, all the oils from it. That way the paint will stick. So that's the first thing. We want to remove all the oils and all the grease, all the loose dirt. Okay, that's what this is going to do. Once it's dry, we grab this acid etch primer and we spray it into all the spots where the bare metal is, where we sand it to the metal. That's what we're going to spot spray. It works as an adhesive. It also works as a primer. Okay, and it reduces some of that rust that can potentially build under there. So we're going to be spraying this once the cleaner dries out, and then we'll let this dry for a few minutes, about 15-20 minutes. We'll let it dry out. Towards the end, you'll see us spraying the Raptor adhesion promoter. What this is going to do, it helps with the plastic. So any plastic that we're going to paint, that's what it'll be used at. So on this truck, the only plastic that we're going to be painting are the side door moldings, as well as this tailgate cover. Okay, and we're going to paint that. That's where we're going to add this to. So that's going to be the last thing. We spray it, we let it dry, dry for a little bit, and then we put the Raptor liner on it. So let's get started. Let's get this bed cleaned up and ready for paint. So I had mentioned earlier was that after using this, it also, once it removes all the grease, you've cleaned it out, it allows us to see where we still have some gloss or clear coat. And that's what it's done here. So we see there's still shiny areas right on the edges of the bed. So we're still gonna have to come back, sand it, and that's gonna remove all that clear coat. Then we'll just hit those spots again so that it can stick. We don't want any clear coat on it because it's easier for the Raptor to peel. So we wanna make sure Now, right now that I clean it, I'm gonna sand it one more time in those spots where there's clear coat. And once that's done, we're able to wipe it down again, and it should be ready for paint at that point. But remember, no clear coat. Try to remove all the clear coat as possible. As you can see, if you come close, we did the first coat already. All right, so when we talked about it earlier, we were talking about using that Rust-Oleum regular can paint, but it did jam our gun. Even after using just 3 ounces, it ended up jamming it. So I was using it because it was there, and I was saving this for a later project. So we're gonna actually have to go ahead and do this this tint. You know, I bought it on eBay. It's about 15 bucks for the 3 ounces.
eBay.
20, you know, so it's a little bit expensive. I just happened to get it for 15. I think average price was 20. So again, I was going to use it for different portions on the outside of the truck versus using it for the bed. However, we get better results with this one versus that Rust-Oleum. So Rust-Oleum no more. You know, and I'm going to go ahead and mix the next bottle. We've done the first coat. We're not doing the tailgate since we're actually doing the plastic cover for it, but we already spent the bottle on that, and I think half of it was because the paint was too thick and it was wasting a lot. So we're gonna shake these up for another minute, mix them at the hardener, and then we'll go ahead and do that second coat. But again, this is probably gonna be a better bet than actually using the other Rust-Oleum. So stay tuned, let's get that second coat on. So we have finished the bed. Right now what we're gonna do is start painting the truck itself. We're going with a midnight blue. We decided to buy the actual paint at the paint shop, but their mixing machine was down. So what I'm gonna do is use my drill. I've shaken it. I'm gonna attempt to do something here and mix it with this drill. I think we're pretty much, I've done some mixing, I've done some shaking, but we're gonna go ahead and see if this actually works. So if you can look in here, we're basically getting that mix going. Get the paint blended in. The Raptor liner, in this case we're going to use that paint. We're going to go 4 ounces of it, okay? As I mentioned, the hardener right about to the line. All right, we're all set. So let's shake it up for about another minute and a half. Now that we have everything in there. All right, now we'll go ahead and get the gun ready. and start painting. We're gonna use a circular motion first, because I want to see if that technique really works for me. Okay, like I said, I'm used to painting this way. This time we're gonna go ahead and paint in a circular motion. So we'll start here at the back on the tailgate and see how it turns out. All right. So. So I took a quick break just to show you how it's turning out with a circular motion. It does feel awkward, especially when you're used to painting this way. Not only that, consciously it's looking very blotchy. So it's really bugging me psychologically. However, I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing the first coat this way, let it dry out, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll see after I start laying a circular second coat. If it works, I'm gonna continue that way. Otherwise, we'll go back to the side-to-side motion. So keep following me as we continue to do the rest of it. All right, y'all, so we're done. She's all set and beautiful now. Went from white to blue, if you recall. So it took a couple days, you know, and it's definitely a challenge when you're looking at a drastic color change going from white to blue. So one of the things that we do definitely want to recommend is setting it up to where you might want to lay a base, a foundation. When you go from a whole different color, especially like we said, from white to blue, you may get some blemishes that turn out based on your prep, but that's the one lesson I learned on this one, is definitely maybe set a primer base on it, because it took a lot more bottles than mine previously did. However, it's all set. Hope you guys like it. She heads back to California today in a new dress. Go ahead and subscribe, give me some feedback, give me some love. Remember, Marine Vet 23. Any suggestions, type them down underneath. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. Fresh paint job, fresh inside. Is the outside frame in the trunk wide?